Is this the moment that millions of armies around the world have been waiting for? After being separated for so long by busy schedules, solo careers, and military service, BTS has finally been seen together again in a rare moment that instantly shook the hearts of fans. A simple photo, taken at Los Angeles Beach on August 17, 2025, has transformed into a symbol of togetherness, hope, and joyful tears that are hard to forget. The question is, what really happened behind this emotional reunion, and why did Jungkook's tears become the main spotlight? That afternoon, the Los Angeles sky was painted with golden orange from the setting sun. The beach, which is usually just a vacation destination for tourists, suddenly turned into a silent witness of a meeting that shook the global entertainment world. Amid the calm, crashing waves, 7 figures who once became the center of the world's attention now stood side by side, smiling and embracing each other. They are BTS, a group whose name is not only identical with music, but also with friendship, struggle, and an everlasting love. The photo uploaded by an ex-account named @DreamJins with a poetic caption, "This candle doesn't pass by," immediately went viral and sparked a wave of emotions among fans. That sentence seemed to become a metaphor that the candle, a symbol of light and hope, never fades even when struck by time, distance, and challenges. For ARMY, this was not just a reunion. This was the answer to the long prayers they had been offering. But behind the beauty of that image, a big question remains. Why did this moment come so suddenly, and what is the true meaning behind the BTS reunion at Los Angeles Beach? Jungkook's tears of joy became the peak of this emotional story. In an amateur recording circulating on social media, the BTS magne was seen bowing his head, wiping his tears, and then being hugged tightly by Taehyung. That sight immediately filled thousands of comments on timelines, with many armies writing that they themselves cried just by watching that simple scene. Not a few also assumed that Jungkook's tears were the manifestation of all the burdens, longing, and gratitude after finally being able to gather again with his 6 brothers. The atmosphere on the beach felt so intimate. Jin, who had just completed his military duty, was seen sitting on the sand with a wide smile. RM, with a calm expression, occasionally looked at the sea, as if reflecting on the long journey they had gone through together. Jimin was seen holding onto Suga's arm, while J-Hope repeatedly waved to the cameras of fans who happened to be watching from a distance. That moment was not organized like an official event, but rather spontaneous, natural, and full of warmth. And that is exactly where its strength lies. Pure, unscripted, and truly born from genuine longing. Is this just a casual reunion, or a sign that BTS is preparing something bigger? That question now haunts millions of armies who continue to speculate on social media. Some suspect that Los Angeles Beach was not chosen without reason. This city indeed holds emotional history for BTS. From their historic concerts at the Rose Bowl to important meetings with world-class artists, Los Angeles is the place where BTS repeatedly carved golden moments. Many believe that the togetherness on this beach is a sign of BTS's return to the international stage on a bigger scale. The response from fans around the world was extraordinary. Thousands of major fan bases re-uploaded the moment, adding translations, analyses, and even conspiracy theories about what the group, which never fails to make history, is really planning. In fact, several international media such as Billboard, Rolling Stone, and even BBC were reported to have directly contacted HYB for official confirmation regarding the reunion. However, as of this news being written, HYB remains silent, letting the public sink deeper into overwhelming curiosity. For many armies, Jungkook's tears were not a sign of sadness, but of happiness too big to contain. Jungkook is known as someone who often holds back his emotions in public, but this time, he could not hide what he felt. Fans wrote that those tears were real proof that BTS's bond is more than just colleagues or idols. They are a family forged by time, blood, sweat, and tears. But is it true that those tears were merely an expression of gratitude? Or is there another story yet to be revealed? In some other recordings, RM was seen trying to calm Jungkook by patting his back, while Taehyung was seen whispering something in his ear. That gesture sparked wild speculation. Some assumed that this reunion happened after long and difficult discussions, maybe about the group's future. Others suggested that they are preparing a monumental project, and the beach moment was only the beginning of a big announcement soon to be revealed to the public. Los Angeles Beach is no longer just stretches of sand and waves. It has turned into an emotional stage that unites past memories with hopes for the future. With the sunset as witness, BTS proved that even though they once walked their own paths, they will always return to the same point, together. And that is where the magic lies that keeps ARMY from ever tiring of waiting. Will this reunion lead to the long-awaited global concert? Are Jungkook's tears the sign of a new beginning for BTS? Or do they simply want to send a simple message that behind the glamorous stage, they are still human beings who miss being together? Those questions are now the hot topics of discussion in all fan communities. One thing is certain: that night, under the Los Angeles sky, BTS became one again, and the world cried along with them. The biggest question now lingering in the public's mind is, why did BTS choose Los Angeles Beach as the location for such an emotional reunion? If we look back at their history, this city indeed has an irreplaceable meaning in BTS's career journey. Since the beginning of their breakthrough into the international market, Los Angeles has been one of the first stages to welcome them with extraordinary enthusiasm. From talk shows on American television, meetings with global musicians, to monumental concerts that broke attendance records, all of that happened in this city of angels. So it is not surprising that their reunion this time, which took place without any official announcement, felt even more symbolic. The reunion was not just the meeting of 7 men who once became one group, but also a reunion with history, dreams, and memories. A witness who happened to be at the location even mentioned that the atmosphere at that moment felt different from an ordinary gathering. They described how the BTS members were truly immersed in togetherness, laughing, teasing each other, but also sometimes falling silent, as if letting the silence speak. They looked like a family long separated and finally reunited, the witness wrote on social media. And in the midst of all that togetherness, Jungkook's tears became the center of attention. Many fans believe that the moment when Jungkook shed tears was no coincidence. As the youngest member, he has gone through many difficult times, including having to continue solo activities without his 6 youngs. The burden of expectations, longing, and great responsibility he carried may have piled up until finally breaking down in the form of joyful tears in Taehyung's embrace. That scene made thousands of comments flood timelines with sentences like, "Jungkook's tears are our tears, and if he cries, we cry too." Meanwhile, Jimin, who is known as a person full of empathy, was seen approaching to hug Jungkook. Fans' cameras captured the moment when Jimin touched the Magne's shoulder with a soft smile. That reaction reminded ARMYs of many past moments when Jimin was always the first to catch his friend's emotions. That little interaction further reinforced the impression that their friendship has never faded even though time and distance once separated them. Even Suga, who usually shows a cool side, this time displayed his warmth. He sat cross-legged on the sand, occasionally looking at the other members with a meaningful gaze. Some fans even commented that Suga's gaze looked like someone who was grateful because all the struggles and patience had finally paid off. Many believe that moments like this can never be faked. Their emotional honesty was truly real. On the other hand, Jin and J-Hope, known as the mood makers, did not stop breaking the ice with laughter and jokes. In a short video clip, Jin was seen taking off his sandals and running toward the waves, making the other members laugh out loud. J-Hope even joined in, shouting cheerfully, as if making sure that this moment would be remembered not only with tears, but also with joy. The blend of sadness, happiness, nostalgia, and laughter made the BTS reunion at Los Angeles Beach feel like a real-life movie. However, what drew the most attention was how RM, the leader, responded to this situation. In several photos, RM was seen standing a little farther away, looking toward the horizon with a deep expression. Many ARMYs suspected that he was reflecting, perhaps about the long journey they had gone through as a group. A fan even wrote, "Namjoon has always been the one who thinks ahead." When everyone else is immersed in the moment, he is surely thinking about BTS's future. It's no wonder that speculation about the group's big plans grew stronger, especially after this sudden reunion took place in such a meaningful place. International media's reaction was no less heated. Several major outlets ran provocative headlines such as BTS reunion in Los Angeles sparks comeback rumors or Jungkook's tears signal emotional chapter for BTS. Some entertainment industry analysts even argued that moments like this rarely happen without careful planning. Moreover, HYB, the agency, has not yet given any official statement. This silence only adds to the curiosity, as if they deliberately let the public speculate to create an even bigger sensation. The question now grows bigger. Is this just an ordinary reunion, or is there a hidden plan behind it? Is it true that BTS will soon return with a new global project, or do they simply want to assure ARMY that although they once walked alone, in the end, they will always be together? This mystery makes the moment not just a meeting, but a big question mark hanging in the air. One thing cannot be denied. The BTS reunion at Los Angeles Beach has reignited the spirit that once dimmed in the hearts of fans. ARMYs, who had to be content with the individual activities of the members, can now once again feel the energy of togetherness that made them fall in love with BTS from the beginning. And if this moment is indeed a sign of BTS's return to the grand stage, then Jungkook's tears are only the beginning of a new chapter that is far more emotional and historic.